I recently came across a TikTok video by social media influencer San Prim, in which he derided the 401k as a ripoff and a scam. Is the 401k really a scam? Let's take a listen to what he has to say, and then I'll render my own verdict.
One of the biggest scams that we have in today's society is the 401k. People think that a 401k is their path to retirement and freedom, and that's not true. Let's talk about why a 401k is a scam. The first reason is you cannot touch the money until you're 59 and a half. If you do, you have to pay taxes on your gains plus a 10% fee. You can't even touch your own money. It's just a way to keep you at your job. Another reason it's a scam is there are only limited things you can invest in based on your plan of your 401k. You can't even put your money in everything you want. You have to listen to what they want you to put your money in. And also, a lot of 401k plans have higher management fees than other investment plans. Don't rely on a 401k as your sole source of retirement. Invest in it or not, but definitely focus on other places to invest and other places to spend your money and energy, like real estate.
Okay, Prim starts off by saying that the 401k is a scam, and he gives a couple of different reasons why. First, he says that you can't touch your money until 59 and a half, and if you do, you'll have to pay taxes and a penalty. Now, while it's true that the 401k does tie up your money until 59 and a half, the government has a reason for doing so. It's a retirement account. They give you tax deductions on the front end and tax deferral along the way in exchange for the commitment that you'll use this money in retirement. Now, this tax deferral is pretty key because it will allow you to avoid taxes that you would normally have to pay in a taxable brokerage account. Now, if you don't want to tie up your money along the way, that's certainly your prerogative, but you won't enjoy the same tax benefits, and that could end up costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Next, the 401k does limit the investments to which you can make contributions. You don't have access to the entire universe of investment options inside your 401k, but is this necessarily a deal breaker? I would submit that if you have access to some index funds that track, for example, the S&P 500, then that's a pretty solid low-cost way to build wealth over time. His next allegation is that 401ks have higher management fees than other investment plans. Now, I'm not sure which other plans he's referring to, but if you work for a large company, your average 401k plan fees will be 50 basis points or less. That's pretty competitive. He seems to be overstating his case here. The last 10 years, in fact, has seen 401k fees drop rather precipitously. Now, all this said, the 401k does have some serious drawbacks that he doesn't mention in this video. And while these drawbacks are significant, I don't think they're necessarily disqualifying. First, traditional 401k plans are tax deferred. That means that if you contribute money to your 401k today, that you're getting a tax deduction at historically low tax rates, only to postpone the payment of those taxes to a point in the future where tax rates are likely to be much higher than they are today. Now, this may go against everything you've been taught, so let's talk about why this might be the case. For starters, our country is currently at $32 trillion of debt, and in the next 10 years, that's calculated to grow to $52 trillion. That's $2 trillion of additional debt every year for the next 10 years to pay for so-called entitlement programs like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. That's calculated to grow to $3 trillion per year by 2040 and eventually $4 trillion and beyond. How much longer do you think our country can go before those interest payments overwhelm the federal budget? To put this all into perspective, even so-called financial gurus like Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey, and Clark Howard have stated in unequivocal terms that tax rates have to skyrocket to keep our country solvent. So when you put money into your 401k, you're essentially going into a business partnership with the IRS, and every year they get to vote on what percentage of your profits they get to keep. Not a very good business partnership, if you ask me. So you could have $1 million in your IRA or 401k, but unless you can accurately predict what tax rates are going to be in the year you take that money out, you don't really know how much money you have. And it's pretty hard to plan for retirement if you don't know how much money you have. The second problem with the 401k that is not discussed in Prim's video is that distributions count as provisional income. This is the income the IRS tracks to determine if they are going to tax your Social Security. I've done the math on this in 100 different clients in 100 different ways, and this is what I found. When your Social Security gets taxed, you run out of money 5 to 7 years faster than people who don't have their Social Security tax. Why? Because the act of compensating for Social Security taxation forces you to spend down all your other assets that much faster. Now, all this said, let's evaluate the basic claim of Sam Prim's video. Is the 401k a scam? The answer is a resounding no, particularly if you get a company match. For example, let's say you make $100,000 per year and get a dollar-for-dollar match up to 5% of your income. That means that if you contribute $5,000, your company will add a $5,000 contribution of their own. That's an instant 100% return on your investment. You'd be crazy to pass that up. So as a rule of thumb, you always want to contribute to your 401k at least up to the match. Now, having said all this, I'm going to tell you in no uncertain terms that you should not contribute to your 401k, particularly if you're in the 24% tax bracket or lower. I'm going to instead recommend that you invest in your Roth 401k. Here's why. With the Roth 401k, you're using after-tax dollars, so you pay taxes on those contributions at today's historically low tax rates, so that by the time tax rates skyrocket somewhere down the road, you've already paid the piper, and you can take all of those dollars out 100% tax-free. Furthermore, Roth 401k distributions don't count as provisional income. They don't count against the thresholds which cause Social Security taxation. That means you increase the likelihood that you'll get your Social Security 100% tax-free, which will extend the life of all your other investments. One last note, Sam Prim is a real estate maven and would much rather you invest your retirement dollars in real estate. Just a word of warning on real estate. While real estate can be a good investment for some people, it's not for everyone. You have to have an appetite for what it takes to be a successful landlord and real estate investor, and frankly, not everyone's cut out for it. Roth 401k investing, conversely, is a set it and forget it approach to retirement. Once you set up your monthly contributions with the right allocation with your HR department, it takes very little management along the way. In fact, studies show that the less you fret about your Roth 401k, the less you pay attention to it, the better your results. Take a nap for 20 to 30 years, then wake up and there's a good chance you'll be a Roth 401k millionaire. In summary, the traditional 401k does have quite a few drawbacks, but it's most certainly not a scam. If you can instead divert your retirement savings to a Roth 401k, particularly if you're in the 24% tax bracket or lower, you can neutralize most of the 401k shortcomings and transform your savings strategy into a supercharged, tax-free retirement approach that will shield you from tax rate risk and increase the likelihood that you'll receive your Social Security 100% tax-free. Folks, in the next 10 years, I'm looking to put 100,000 Americans on the road to the 0% tax bracket. If you'd like some help getting on the road to a tax-free retirement, be sure to check out my tax-free toolkit. You can download it for free at taxfreetoolkit.com. If you're a financial professional and want to learn how to become a certified Power Zero advisor, head over to powerzero.com and opt into my free 3-part video series. By the way, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them into the comment section below. I respond to every single one of them personally, and don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell so you never miss a video. This is David McKnight. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.